One of the sniping spots that the Woods expansion has opened up to us is actually the Sniper Scav Rock itself that many people know about. It's far too common for me to discuss in this video, but it is a really good sniping spot in general, but expect some company when you're up there. Behind the Sniper Scav Rock is actually a counter to the Sniper Scav Rock itself. Once you're up on Sniper Scav Rock, you can camp pretty easily as there's only one way up. However, this counter allows you to see Sniper Scav Rock pretty clearly and see anyone camping around and waiting for people to climb up. So this is a good counter, but again, a lot of people know about it. But if you're standing around where the toolbox is at the top of this countering spot here and look back into towards the forest, you'll see a rock that's sort of peaked into a triangle right over behind all the trees, and that my friends is our first sniping spot. So very close to this counter, you're going to want to head back, follow the path into the trees and take a slight left. As you can see, this large rock that you come past actually has a nice easy jump up. Once you jump up here, there's a few locations that you can lay in wait. The first location is right up here on top of this flat bit of rock here. If you were to lay down, you can see quite a few locations and just have a really high advantage point of anyone running around. But there's one location specifically that you can look at to really show off your sniping skills, and that is if you're looking out towards the rock, look right 90 degrees, and far in the distance you'll see the USEC camp. This is the very right side of the USEC camp, so not the bit that you need to go for the early on quest, but the other side, and that is 600 meters away. If you can range your weapon on a nice clear day, you can see someone looting and take advantage of them looting, and you can easily pick a shot off. And because you're so far away, they won't actually know where you're shooting from, and you'll be able to get a nice headshot. But you can't do that with any caliber, just with a long range scope on it, because it's such a far distance. So make sure you get a good weapon with high muzzle velocity to get there and get on target as quick as possible. Did I get him? I think so. Not only that, but you've also got the peak of the rock itself that we looked at right at the start. If you go towards this peak, you'll actually get a really nice vantage point of pretty much most of the expansion. You can see right down below you is the main village where people like to loot, and you've also got the car extract, which you can slightly see between the trees. You'll easily be able to see someone waiting there for the car to extract, and you can pick them off there, or you can pick people off as they're walking through the village. Not only that, but you can also see the wooden house and the wooden warehouse, and this is a really nice shot to pick people off as well, because it's pretty much out in the open the whole time. Oh, look behind the car. Good night, sweet prince. You'll be able to see people running through, and just having a nice vantage point like this, you can also see people coming up to this location, because the actual countering spot itself to the Sniper Scav Rock is a really common place to go. Speaking of that countering spot, if you're standing on the very peak of this rock and you're aiming back towards the countering spot, you can actually see people standing on this rock, and if you range your weapon at 100 meters, that range is dead on. It's 100 meters from this location all the way to that rock there, so you'll be able to get your 100 meter headshots no problem, and it's a really easy shot because people will be standing still looking at people on Sniper Scav Rock, for example, or just waiting for people to go up there, and you'll be able to take them out nice and easy without people knowing so much that you're up here. Oh, look at that. What am I ranged on? That should be 100 meters, right? Yeah. Yeah. So we're starting this video off strong really. We've got a really good sniping spot that gives you a great vantage point across the whole of the expansion side. You can see the villages down below you. You could do a turn and take an easy 100-meter headshot at the countering point of the Sniper Scav rock. And of course, if you really want to, you can get just a really satisfying 600-meter kill all the way over towards USEC camp. But what's the catch? Well, there is one, and that is you are very exposed from up here. There's no cover really, and you are silhouetting hard. That being said, this is a really good spot to go to, and you will hear people running up to you, and that's not a problem. As long as you stay on the move, you should be fine, because the main threat for you is people that are not right next to you when running up to you. It's the people further away that will be able to see you walking around on this rock and be able to out-snipe you really. All of our next sniping spots and my sniping spots that I go to on the expansion are right next to each other from now on. We're going to start off at the lumberyard, and what we're going to do is we're going to look down towards the cabins, do 180 degrees and just run straight into the forest. And from here we're going to head to our first of the last couple of sniping spots that I use in the expansion. Once we get to this one, then every other sniping spot from here is really close by. So once we're heading through this forest, you'll start going uphill, and when you go uphill, things start to get a bit more rocky. There's going to be boulders and piles of rocks lying about. So as you can see, we go past our first pile of rocks, and then up slightly to our left, we can see the rocks get a bit heavier and the rocks get a bit taller. You can actually get onto the tall rocks over here, and this is probably one of my favourite sniping spots that I've ever used because it's so inconspicuous, not many people know how to get up there, and you're safe even if you do die. So once you start climbing through these rocks, you can actually get onto these tall rocks that you'll see here. And it's not just by jumping at any angle, you need to take a specific approach, and that is look to the very left hand side of these rocks where the lower rocks are. You can't just do a casual jump to get up there though, again they're too high. You need to get on the rocks that are next to it and do a jump over to the rocks. If you miss the first time, it is quite common, you need to hit spacebar straight afterwards as well. So you can make the jump in one, but if you don't, you can jump again as soon as you hit that first rock, and it sort of bunny hops you further back onto the rocks themselves. Like that. And then once you're up here, you can jump a bit more and get a bit higher up on these rocks. And then once you're up here, you're nice and safe. And this gives you a great vantage point of where the car extract used to be, and below the Sniper Scav rock, and even on top of the Sniper Scav rock itself. There's one specific spot on the Sniper Scav rock that many people think they are safe when they get there, and that is the very right hand side. They have to do some jumps, and when they're doing some jumps, they land in a small rock that sort of dips in, so you've got a little lip of cover, and not many people can see you. You can't see that specific spot from the countering spot behind the Sniper Scav rock, for example, and you're pretty safe. And once you're up there, anyone else that decides to jump behind you, they've got no chance, because you'll hear them jumping and you'll be able to turn and get ready for them. But that's not a problem for this spot at all. If you actually look towards the Sniper Scav rock, you can see the lip in which they lay down in, and as soon as they crouch up either to run back and jump over to the main Sniper Scav rock, or if they just crouch to reposition themselves, you can easily get a headshot on them, no problem. Who knew you can get up here, huh? I sure didn't, until literally just now. Hey look, there he is. Shit born in heaven, dumb boys! And this rock isn't just great for that. You can see all the way down to just to the right of the Predator rock that overlooks the lumberyard. But you've also got a great look at the road that leads up to the USEC camp roadblock and stuff like that. So you've got a great visual of people running down this road from the USEC camp into the main part of Lumber, and it is really a high traffic road if you think about it. So you can get a good view, you're nice and high, and you're safe if you do get killed, because not many people know how to get up here. And not many people know that you're up here in the first place, so even if people are right below you, you're able to pick them off no problem, they won't even look up here. See what I mean? How they don't know we're here? Heading towards the outskirts extract a little bit more is actually our next sniping spot, and it's really close. In fact, from this one, you just follow the path all the way around until you see the next set of rocks behind this big penis-shaped rock in the center. That set of rocks over there is actually another really good sniping spot. So all you need to do is come down from your little perch up on these rocks, and then you can go behind these rocks, follow this small pathway, and you will be able to get to the next set of rocks, no problem. Keep following this pathway straight as if you were heading towards the USEC camp, and when you go between the rocks, you'll see a nice easy jump up on your left hand side. Once you jump up here, you'll be able to parkour yourself up into these rock formations here, and you'll be able to look towards the Dickhead Predator rock that overlooks the lumberyard. You can see people pretty much on top of this rock no matter where they are, and you can see people below it. And the amount of times I see fighting over on this rock itself, and you're able to end that engagement really quickly and pick people off from well over 100 meters away, is ridiculous. And because you're up here, you get also good line of sights towards the checkpoint, and you can see through gaps in the trees where people might be crouch walking and sneaking up towards lumberyard. Was that at me? I'm too busy not paying attention. Yes, it wasn't me. Well, it was near me, at the very least. Yeah, Voss, I'm gonna do the same 4-day-a-week shit, either this coming week or the week after, on YouTube, and see the audience retention and shit like that as well. Is that person just laying in the grass, or is he dead? He's dead now. And to be fair, our final spot that I use within the woods expansion is just a few steps to our right of this location. If we were to go down off of the rocks that we're currently on, take a left and head down into this dip and up the other side of this dip through these trees, we will be in a really nice spot to look at USEC camp. We'll come into this small area which is surrounded by rocks, and there's a little dip of trees in the middle here. And if you come to the right hand side of it, where you see that the rocks start to get a bit taller, if you head towards these tall rocks and then look right, you will see part of the USEC camp that is part of that early on quest. And behind these sandbags are a load of weapon containers that people like to loot, so they will be stationary while they're looting there, and even if they're crouched, you'll still be able to see their heads poking above these sandbags, and you'll be able to get a nice easy headshot, and this is just about 100 meters away. Not to mention that you can see on top of the rock here that is by the USEC camp, and that rock has some pretty good attachments and ammo that spawns up there by the sleeping bags, so when people jump up here to loot this area, you'll be able to pick them off there as well. Oh, look at that. Right on cue. Go on, get on your rock, chill out. What's the matter with you? You have no idea I'm up here, first of all. Why turn around and chill out? Have you got no stamina? That's probably it. You ain't got any stamina, bless him. Didn't realise I was on full auto there. Although this is the main point to look at, this isn't the only point you should look at when up here. You're surrounded by rocks, meaning you're surrounded by cover, and you can parkour yourself around these rocks themselves, and you'll be able to get to different parts and look at different things around this area. For example, you can look towards the checkpoint area and the old area of the woods map, and you can see people easily running between the trees towards the extract, and you can pick people off there. You can look towards the lumberyard and the rocks that are around the lumberyard as well, and get people when they're walking around that area. You can pick people off as they're running down the road in the new area here. You can pick people off pretty much anywhere really, and seeing people through the trees while you're up high like this is a really good way to range yourself at 100 meters and just take people out no problem. And to be fair guys, that's exactly what I use these spots for. It isn't all about running around shift Wing around the place. That's not my preferred playstyle. I like sniping. Even if I'm not doing the quest like Shooterborn in Heaven, I really find it satisfying to get those long range shots. So that's what I use these spots for, and Woods is a great map for sniping. Just finding those really good sight lines where you can see people through trees and stuff like that, it's just really enjoyable, and that's what these spots are great for. But if you guys have any other spots that I didn't mention here in this video and you don't think that they're that well known, then let me know down below in the comments and help each other out down there as well. Also, let me know what you think of these spots themselves in the comment section. But other than that guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. I appreciate your support. Bye bye. Anyway guys, I thank you all for watching all the way to the end of this video. Your support really does mean a lot to me. It allows me to keep doing what I love to do and get new content out for all of you lot. If you like the video that I just put out, then a like is always appreciated, and if you want to stick around and get updated when I upload, then consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. According to YouTube's analytics, then the majority of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you're someone like that, then why not hit that little button below? It's free and it helps my channel out, so what do you really have to lose, right? And if any of you guys are interested in playing demanding games like Tarkov but are struggling with the performance, why not check out Shadow? Shadow's a cloud gaming subscription service that allows you to access a Windows desktop client with the top of the range hardware located at your nearest data center. Shadow is a service that I still use all the time. Anytime I'm out of the office and need to edit a video or record some footage, Shadow is perfect. They're a company that I really enjoy working with, and they're ideal for anyone who travels a lot or just someone that can't afford a super high powered PC. Shadow's got many people covered as long as you've got a relatively decent internet connection. If you wanted to check Shadow out, then there's a link below that you can go and do your research and find out more about their services. And if you do decide to subscribe to Shadow, then you can use my code SAMOSH and you'll save yourself some money, which is always worthwhile. I'd like to thank you once again for making it to this point in this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.